Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop the Bird Nick, and with me today, we have a crew. We not only have Mike Brinker,
hello,
but we also have listener Paul, straight from Texas.
Hello, everybody, or should I say howdy?
Howdy.
Right.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So Paul made the drive up, just full transparency. It's before Thanksgiving. So you came up for the holiday, and, you reached out and said, like, let's get together, have a cigar. I said, let's do an episode. And here you are.
It was a great time last time, so let's have another good time.
Perfect. Love it. And you picked out the cigar today. So we are smoking the Juarez from Crown Heads. Now, according to the label, we're smoking the Willie Lee 6x54. I don't know why it's the Willie Lee.
They always got weird names for their stuff.
Maybe it's the size name.
I think it's based on musicians, right? Because Juarez is not after the town. It's after some kind of song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But look at your cello. I think it's pretty yellow, right? So maybe it's aged a little bit. Maybe the label was even yellow too.
Yeah, maybe a smidge. Maybe a smidge. There's a smidge. I could see that. So, well, this is exciting. Well, why don't we go ahead and jump right into it? And the official cut is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder here at Riverman Cigar Company. We're broadcasting from Riverman Cigar Company in Crestwood, Missouri. And, we're chilling out in the back. We're having a good time in the lounge. It is Skanksgiving here at Riverman Cigar Company. Kind of missing the skanks, it seems like, but,
It's early.
I don't know.
It's early.
You're here, Mike, so, I don't
Producer Tom will be here later.
There you go. Then, he'll either bring them or be one or the other.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're in the area and looking for Christmas gifts for maybe you got a friend that's a cigar smoker. Maybe you buy your own Christmas gifts for yourself because you're lonely and don't have anybody. Or maybe, you want to give hints to somebody in your life about what to get them. Riverman Cigar Company is a good place to swing by. They've got some nice packs of cigars that Miss Cindy makes up in the front. So it's a good variety of different cigars there in the little fresh packs. There's all kinds of great stuff. He's got a great selection of the Fuente Rare Pinks in the cabinet still. So if you want to get your pink, come on by Riverman Cigar Company and
get some pink on Skanksgiving.
Yes. Anyway, and he does mail order. So if you're not in the area and you still want to support a brick and mortar, you can give him a call and get a shipment of cigars sent to you right away. That's Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And with that, it's now time to go ahead and cut the cigar. All righty. So now, Paul, we have a few topics that I want to touch on that we did not touch on the last time you were on. But that's okay. That gives us something to talk about this time.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited.
Now, since you and I last did an episode, I visited a Buc-ee's.
Yes.
It was an amazing experience.
I heard.
I had so much fun walking around that place. The wall of jerkies. It was insane.
Yeah. And you tried some stuff, right?
Yeah, I tried some stuff. You brought the beaver nuggets.
Yeah.
And then the little candy, the little salted caramel thing, which I tracked both of those down while I was there. But I also tried the brisket sandwich. That was unreal for a gas station sandwich. That's like legit, that was a good brisket sandwich.
Right. I'll give you another one.
Okay.
The burritos.
Really?
Get you a burrito, a chicken burrito. It's like $8. It'll fill you up. It's delicious.
I've stopped into two in Georgia a number of times.
Yeah.
I've bought shirts, sunglasses, everything there. My sister swears, because they've got one right there by her house, that it's the best sweet tea in Georgia, which is saying something. Because
freshly
Georgians,
brewed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Georgians are crazy about their
snob.
sweet.
It's got to be freshly brewed. But yeah, their tea was really good too. Although they were working on something right by there, so it was kind of awkward because I was having to maneuver around like a work guy in order to get to my tea. But it was really good.
I saw Wally's coming up here.
That's a competitor, or it's
have y'all
similar.
Been?
No,
yeah, I've been, and it's having now been to a Buc-ee's. I can compare. It's similar. Buc-ee's is bigger and better. but it's similar.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have barbecue in there, so you can still try. You can get a Wally's barbecue if you want to try that. Compare. But similar in nature. But
they're talking about a second Buc-ee's in Missouri. I don't know where though. I think it's probably going to be closer to Kansas City.
Okay, interesting. Well, cold draw. What is everybody getting? Because I know what I got, and I'm curious. And it took me about 10 seconds. I was like, at first I was like, I recognize this, but it took my brain a little bit to catch up on it. And the fat guy in me is really disappointed for having to take 10 seconds or so to figure it out.
I'm going to say maraschino cherries. That's mine.
I was going with chocolate cake.
Okay.
Like it's straight, but I can see where you're coming at it with that because it's got a sweetness to it.
Yeah, like maybe the frosting part of it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So maybe like.
So having smoked this cigar many times.
Chocolate. I'm getting chocolate cake, but
it's dessert flavors when you smoke it as well.
Really?
Right? So you're going to get chocolate and sweetness. Not much wood, not much earth, stuff like that.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think I've ever had this.
Really?
No.
Really?
It's just one that just never really ever crossed my radar. So.
Yeah, they're pretty affordable. I think you can get a box. You can do the Robustos for $6 or something. I know this one was $10, but the Robustos start at $6, $7, which is pretty good right now.
It's not bad. It's not. Yeah. Well, yeah. These days, my God, got to find the deals where you can. I was actually just out at a shop in Indiana earlier this week, and I got a hold of some more Charter Oaks because I really do like the Charter Oaks. But then the Buffalo 10. Have you had?
You're right. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think I have one. Let me before you leave, remind me. It's a box press. It's kind of a wafer. It's like thin, but for the price point and the flavor and the smoking on it, oh my God, it's so good.
Well, something like that box pressed, is going to smoke well.
Yeah, but no, really good. All right, I'm firing up because maybe there it goes.
I jinxed you.
I know. It's like, so last time you were on, you were having trouble with yours, so you gassed up beforehand, and now I'm the one that's having issues getting my lighter going here. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway. So, Paul, one thing that we did not discuss the last time you were on was your profession. I'm sorry, let me do that again, as I don't have a cigar in my mouth.
What'd you say?
Your profession. So you were in law enforcement.
Yep. 15 years now and almost done, halfway through. Work for a major department in Texas, and right now I have like mid-level administrative oversight type of position, like internal affairs.
So you're not like, so you're not like out on the streets.
Yeah, I just got done with that a couple of years ago. So thank God every day I see a patrol officer out there doing their stuff. I'm just grateful I don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, for sure. So I bring this up because in the last episode, I had my dad on, and he got onto OP Live.
Yeah.
He watches the hell out of OP Live. And first of all, I'm not getting into specifics of what department or anything like that, but like, have you had people like OP Live or cops or anybody like following around people in your department?
Yeah.
Or have they followed you at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
So have you? Okay. So trying to figure out how to phrase this without like getting specifics, but like, what is it? I mean, okay, they haven't followed you, but have you talked to somebody who they did follow? I'm curious as to what it's like being an officer, having a cameraman shadowing them as they're doing their job, because I would think that would add a whole different level of complexity to the job, having somebody doing that.
Well, this day and age, you do have a cameraman.
Well, yeah,
right?
The public, but also the vest. Yeah.
So everything you do is being recorded. So you have that feeling the entire time.
Well, I didn't necessarily mean like having the camera on you. I mean,
just another person.
You have another person that you have to be conscious of not only your own personal safety going into a potentially dangerous situation, but now you have this person that's following around that probably isn't situationally aware because they're looking through a camera looking at you.
Correct. But those cameramen, a lot of times, are ex-police officers, if not currently police officers.
Okay.
Yeah. So they all have current training.
Now that actually makes a lot of sense, because when I watch like OP Live or Cops or something like that, and the officer is, darting for a bad guy and climbing fences and doing all this shit. Dude, the athletic ability of these cameramen that have to be doing the same thing while lugging around whatever equipment
sometimes
they've
it's
got.
embarrassing. The camera guy's right there, and the officer
over
can't
the
keep
fence.
up, right? Tennis shoes go a long way, and officers don't wear those, and maybe the camera guy does.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the hardest part would be these guys try to narrate what they're doing. It's like, especially on a chase, because I watch OP Live and it's like they're trying to keep up with dispatch, telling them where they're going, what turns they're making, this and that. And they're also like, yeah, we're doing this, or, it's like to try to narrate,
to do it and narrate it. Yeah.
It's also a new method that I teach, is self-narration. Even when you don't have a camera guy, you have your own camera, talk to it, right?
Yeah. Oh.
It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on the news. It's going to be in front of the jury. When you're talking to it, it's going to make you sound in control, professional, calm.
Plus, maybe you could describe stuff that's off camera that you're seeing that the camera can't see.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there's a guy to my right with a gun pointed at me.
Or what if you sound scared and you have to defend yourself?
Well, why were you not in control of yourself?
Well, how much easier will it be able
if you
be
sound
to prove
calm,
if you sound scared,
to justify
to say that
whatever?
You were scared?
Yeah, no, that's a valid
lot of times,
point.
The line of "I feared for my safety" is just so overused. People don't think it was real, but if they can hear it in your voice.
Well, I think a lot of times we maybe, and I don't mean we, but I mean collectively as a whole, as a society, we kind of expect cops to be more than human, and we're putting them in really dangerous situations and expect them to be like, well, why didn't you just shoot him in the leg? And that sort of thing. And it's like, first of all, the amount of marksmanship that would have to be, for potential that situation. But my point is, like, in that situation, it's a live or die situation. You're not thinking, oh, I have to make sure I shoot this guy in the shoulder so that he doesn't, I mean, you're going for what you have to go for.
Yeah. It's always an argument we get, and we have to fight that, and whatever. We will try to do what the public wants us to do.
Well, obviously, you aren't going out with the intention of saying, if I'm in a fight, I'm going to put this guy down. I mean, that's not that. You don't want that. They don't want that. Nobody wants that.
No.
Yeah. So. Okay.
But then again, no one else wants the guy getting back up and shooting at the crowd either.
Right.
That's valid.
I mean, you shoot to put the threat down.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would recommend to your dad, because I watched the whole episode.
Yeah.
He seems like he's upset about everything. I was
my
making
dad.
a list of things he complained about. He complained about HOA with a tree.
Oh, he's definitely
bushes with
now.
HOA.
In all fairness, his neighbor has gone way too far with decoration. So if I were him and I was getting a call or a letter saying the new tree you planted only has a diameter of 1.5 inches and it needs to be 2 inches, and meanwhile his neighbor next door has Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey set up in their front lawn, I'd be a little pissed too. But anyway,
your dad managed to make being too good at golf a complaint.
That's my dad.
Yeah, so
I mean, he goes by Kermudge Jim on Instagram.
Oh,
so,
okay,
I mean,
right. These are stressful shows, and when you put the news on top of that, it kind of makes you stressed out for no reason when you're living the best years of your life on a golf course. Just smoke a cigar and let us worry about it.
Well, his whole argument, the thing that I think he definitely was focused on, is he talked about that officer in Indianapolis that was struck and killed in the chase, and he was putting out the stop sticks. And I watched the video after we were done recording. He showed it to me, and the driver, you could see them literally veer towards the officer as this officer was going out to throw down the stop sticks.
Right.
So it was very intentional what happened there. And so his main thing is, alternatives to stop sticks for stopping a vehicle in a chase or kind of situation like that. And he's like, there should be some sort of technology we could like point something at a vehicle and zap it and turn off the vehicle or something like that.
So we have stuff in development. As cars get more focused on electronical components, then we can affect that a lot easier with radio waves or just shooting something at the car that can disrupt electrical signals. But you still have a lot of gas-powered cars that, made in the 90s or whatever, that it's going to be difficult to use something on.
Yeah.
Getting killed in this job has always been an issue, right? And and we're okay with that. We understand that it's a dangerous job. The thing that makes it difficult is the scrutiny now, right?
Yeah.
I can have somebody shoot at me or try to hit me with their car. That's fine. It's just the YouTube, the news. That's what makes it a little bit more difficult.
Everybody becomes a lawyer and can
or an expert on police work.
Well, but that's everything. I mean, my God, during COVID, we had how many new doctors pop up on social media telling us this, that, and everything. And, I know every year at election time it comes up, and there's all sorts of policy analysts that I've never known that decide that they're going to tell me all about this, that, and the other thing. So, it's the nature of the beast right now. But I understand why. I hate to say it, but I will. I understand why people don't want to maybe get into your line of work because of all the extra scrutiny and eyeballs on you all the time.
Yeah, it definitely draws a different type of rookie officer now. I think we're going to start seeing more issues with officer conduct as the recruitment pool gets diluted and we have to reach lower to.
We were discussing that before you got in, literally right before you came in, that when I was out of high school and all that, I looked into the academies. You had to know people. Mm-hmm. You had to get in wait lists. Mm-hmm. You had to test outstanding. You had to have for the county, you had to have a job that would sponsor you just to even get you on the list.
Yeah.
And now it's we had 12 go through this year, mm-hmm. This one. It's
when you see departments offering sign-up bonuses, then it's bad. I know
when you see them advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
California, they are offering, one department's offering $40,000 just to sign up for your first year.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and to your point, it's gonna definitely impact the quality of officers that we have out on the streets going forward.
Yeah.
You're gonna have guys that they don't have the right mindset. They're just, I don't know. That's rough.
Thankfully, technology is a force multiplier. We will have cameras out there. We will have drones out there. It's only a matter of time before a drone does a traffic stop instead of an officer getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Why send an officer out there when I can send my robot out there?
That's valid. Yep. That's good. What was I watching? I was watching something else. It was a different show. It wasn't OP Live, but I think it was an FBI thing, and they were talking about this bomber in Manhattan. I think it was Manhattan. This was 2016, which I don't remember this, by the way. I don't know if...
Is this the propane tanks? He had propane tanks in the car?
No, it was... He did stuff with pressure cookers, and this was 2016. But the FBI sent their little bomb diffusing robot up to take care of the bomb, and I guess something happened and it triggered it and it blew up the robot. And the guy was joking. He said, "Yeah, we had a very high tech funeral, for the robot." It's okay,
those things are expensive.
Oh, I bet they are.
The city's going to pay anything, right? So, contract says $400,000 for a walking robot dog. We're going to buy one.
Well, I mean, it's better than putting a person on the line
Absolutely,
to do that.
Right.
So, yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, the other thing I wanted to touch on is let's talk about the war in Ukraine for a moment, because I'll let you tell this story and then we'll go from there. So
this was basically some heavy topics today, by the way.
I know we're getting right into
heavy topics.
Happy Thanksgiving. But
I had let Nick know that if we wanted to talk about some stuff,
I will totally admit, I had your email and I just, when we sat down the first time, just write out the brain. And then you're like, we didn't even talk about this stuff. And I'm like, fuck, we didn't. So
we had a good time. We found other things to talk about.
Exactly. And I'm sure we will after this, but I wanted to make sure we got on these while we did.
Ukraine. So I'm Polish, and if you guys don't know, Ukraine and Poland are right next to each other. When the war started, a lot of immigrants, refugees came to Poland. So I went down to the border to help with that process. I spent about a month down there assisting all the refugees that were coming in. As you know, Ukraine only let out women and children. So these were people who had their homes destroyed and had nowhere else to go. and basically I helped facilitate their transportation. I've dealt with the human trafficking aspect of it with the local police departments and national police department, and made sure that we can safely relocate them throughout Europe.
So you just took your life, and I'm summarizing in the most general way here. You took your life and put it on hold and said, "I got to go."
Yeah, actually, I had another European vacation scheduled, and I'm sitting there watching the news, and I said, "How can I just sit here and, go to a nice European vacation when there's a war over there?"
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that in 1080p we can watch a war in Europe? What year is it?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And so I'm seeing people who speak a similar language as me and all that, who need my help. And so, yeah, I told myself that if I just go down there for a month or whatever, then I can turn off the news, and I did my part and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I did that, and I don't keep up with the news anymore. I've made tons of friends and Ukrainians, right, and keep in touch with them, help them out when I can. But yeah, it allowed me to rest. I was just too much anxiety that was causing me,
So you did you primarily help with the refugee, or is that all you did? Is it, not that I'm diminishing that in any way, shape, or form. I just I guess what I'm indirectly asking is, did you fight, or was it okay? All right.
I organized some efforts inside the country.
Yeah,
but with my current job, I did not want to
get in on that.
Any of whose insurance is going to cover me if I get.
Boy, that's a good point.
Yeah. So I saved my health for when Poland gets invaded, if they do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can we slide that ashtray in the middle here? Otherwise, I'm going to be ashing in your lap, Mike. Appreciate it. Anyway.
And everybody's kind of forgotten about Ukraine. The war's been dragging on, and now we got another one. Right?
And that's a valid point. I know, obviously it is still going on. But I sit here and I hate to admit it. I don't know what's happened with it in a while.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't, you can tell, I can tell you, the Israel-Gaza situation, but yeah, I don't know what's happened in Ukraine lately.
Yeah, me neither. That's okay.
Well, I mean, is it okay? I mean, for you did your part, and
well, you do your part too. Everybody here pays taxes, right?
Well, yeah.
And I think Americans are getting tired of how much money's going over to Ukraine, because all we hear is $1 billion this, $1 billion that.
Mm-hmm.
Gas keeps going up here. Salaries go down. People lose jobs. So there is frustration growing, and people are kind of getting.
And here's the thing that gets me is a lot of people don't look at the big picture of the billions being spent. Most of those billions, especially for the weaponry, is all being spent in the United States. It's going to Boeing and them for weapons and this and that. So you've got to look at it a little differently. Now, the humanitarian stuff, that's going to them, and that's, but when they say, hey, we're going to give them $200 billion for weaponry,
it's being purchased here.
That's the point. It has to be purchased with U.S. firearms and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That keeps people working.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that keeps people going to cigar shops. That keeps people going to restaurants and stuff like that. So you're able to help out by still infusing money into the economy.
No, it's true. I mean, I know that Boeing just built a big facility 15 minutes from my house, and it's designed for drone construction and production.
I mean, look at World War II.
Mm-hmm.
That got us out of the Great Depression because it put everybody to work.
Yep.
Either as a soldier or as building the war machine.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, that's true.
But Putin, I think, is playing the long game. It's just like Americans get tired of two things: spending money or seeing their own troops dying. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously our troops aren't dying over there, but they're not looking at the long run, that you just can't let Putin go trampling over everything.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop there.
No.
Nobody ever stops in Europe over that shit. I mean,
historically, it tends to not stop there.
Right. Let's see, Napoleon and Hitler, and anyway, that was my 2 cents on the deal.
Okay. Well, on the Juarez, I'm really digging the smoking. It's a much more mellow cigar than I would have expected from it.
I've smoked a lot of these, so I knew what to expect. I just didn't know. You hadn't smoked it?
No, I hadn't. But I mean, I did a retrohale during the, and I mean, that was super
I didn't hear
easy.
anything
I
from
know
you.
it was super easy and nice.
With such a dark wrapper, you're expecting a little bit more.
And maybe with the bowl on the label, and I don't know, it's marketing.
I still get a lot of flavor though.
Yeah,
It's a flavorful stick, just not a heavy hitter.
but it's not it's not bowling me over with intense body and strength to it.
I have these and I give them to my friends who've never smoked a cigar. If you want the first one, this is a good one. A lot of flavor, not much nicotine.
Huh.
You still look cool because it's dark colored wrapper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not picked out of the crowd as, smoking the light one, the Macanudo over there. Yeah.
And it's one of the more economical crowned heads out there.
Yeah. The one thing they sacrifice money on is I order these by the box.
Okay.
And the box always smells like paint. Have you experienced that?
Yeah. Well, I used to run a shop.
Okay.
And so I'd get them in and you open the box and it's just like, oh my God.
Man. It can't be good for the cigar. It's just that flesh paint. It's just...
Yeah.
And sticks around for a long time, too.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes
the
it's been so bad the
white,
the
correct?
wrapping around the box would stick to the box.
Oh,
it would be so
such wet paint that it sticks
it
there?
just like stuck to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, they saved money there, I guess, right? Maybe they can...
Well, maybe they should save money and not paint the box white, and then maybe they wouldn't have the paint smell.
Yeah?
That's just my
And
thought.
just keep it
a nice...
Keep it like a Leva.
Wood grain. Yeah, keep it a wood grain box. I mean, it's like, instead of painting the box white, just keep it like, a basic wood grain box. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There you go, Crown Heads. That's my 2 cents on that. Not that anybody asked. Anyway, so Thanksgiving plans. Since I know this is coming out after Thanksgiving, but what does everybody have? You're obviously up visiting your wife's family.
Yep, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so we'll just eat some food, see some family, and.
Is there one thing on the dinner table that has to be there for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say sweet potato. In any form, like whether it's a casserole or a souffle, something like that. I just love the sweet potato dish with turkey.
Okay.
Dip it together. What about you guys?
Well, for me, this Thanksgiving sucks.
Yeah.
So we're just me and Dad are just gonna get in some takeout and chilling. But normally we always have a turkey. And you got to have some kind of dressing. And I'm not a sweet potato guy, but there's always sweet potatoes, at least of one kind, at the table. So that's a staple for our family. And that can-looking thing of
the
cranberry sauce.
Yeah, cranberry stuff. Yeah.
When you pour it out, it's like real slow, and all of a sudden it just kind of pops and comes out. And
no thanks.
Yeah, I'm not big on it, but
so
we
where are
always
you gonna
have
go
one.
for takeout?
We're probably going to go right up here the street, up the street here. King Edward's Chicken and Fish. We're going to get a bunch of chicken, fish, and all kinds of stuff.
They do have good chicken.
Well, and
I've never had their fish.
Most places that are open on Thanksgiving know that that's what people are coming for, so they kind of have better options. Or
I think they're just keeping their regular menu, which is cool for my dad and me. Never really go out for chicken, or they've got really good catfish and stuff. So that's stuff that we normally don't eat. So he's kind of looking forward to that.
It's fried, right?
Yeah.
Fried catfish.
Dude, it's St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
Of course it's fried.
So tartar sauce and no tartar sauce?
No tartar sauce.
I like tartar
What do you
sauce.
put ketchup on it or
usually nothing.
or hot sauce?
No, just a little bit, sometimes some Frank's. Hot sauce. I like the every ad says I'll put that shit on anything.
Yeah, with coleslaw.
I don't like their coleslaw. I'm more of a vinegar-based coleslaw than a mayonnaise-based coleslaw.
I'm the creamy coleslaw guy.
Yeah, I can't stand mayonnaise or anything mixed with mayonnaise.
Okay. So, my staple that I want on the table. So I'm not a gravy guy, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe, but I'm not a gravy guy. But what I do like, from little kid on up, on my mashed potato is cream corn.
Really?
Take the cream corn, put that on the mashed potatoes instead of gravy. Oh, it's amazing.
Doesn't KFC have something like that? They have a mashed
maybe
potato bowl.
Maybe. I'll be honest. I make it to mashed,
and it's all mixed in.
Yeah.
I don't make it to KFC too terribly often, but maybe I'll have to look for that next time I go though. But no, I do the cream corn on the mashed potatoes, and then I love turkey. And so like for me, I have to get my fill of turkey on Thanksgiving. It's like the day. That's why when people get like ham or something else on Thanksgiving, I'm like, no. It's turkey day. It's Thanksgiving. It's for the turkey.
Now, we have always had a second meat because I had one relative who does not eat turkey.
Okay.
So he would always
That's
either
fine.
bring a big roast beef or a big ham.
And that's
for
fine.
everybody.
That's fine.
And so that's like, okay, great. Especially for the day after sandwich, turkey and ham is really good.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I totally can get down with a second meat.
Yeah.
But you have to offer
A turkey.
a turkey. You have to have turkey.
Yeah, it's the only time you eat the whole bird, right? Sometimes you get deli meat, turkey, or
Right.
ground turkey.
Now, this year, I'm meeting up with my folks, and there's only going to be 3 of us. So, we're just getting some like turkey tenderloin kind of things or something. And then I do think, actually, as I sit here and say this, I do think my mom said that she's also getting a small portion of some honey baked ham to go along with it, so that we might have double meats going on.
Are you getting your mashed potatoes with corn?
Of course I am. Of course I am. And then and pumpkin pie. I do like.
I'm not a pumpkin pie guy. I'd rather do the apple.
See,
Now,
I mean, I'm not going to say no to really most pies.
No, your dad was talking about
my
pies
dad loves
versus
pie.
cakes, right?
My dad loves
Yeah.
pie, and and I like pie too. I'm not into like rhubarb and I don't know who the hell came up with mincemeat pie, but that's
the British.
It's disgusting.
Oh man,
I am not
It's meat in there. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah,
It's nasty.
it's not good. Mincemeat pie.
Now, are there
It's not
any on topic?
Gooseberry.
But
Gooseberry. Also, not a fan.
are
But-
there any traditions of Texas that maybe we're not aware of for meals? Like
well, I've had barbecue on Thanksgiving before, right?
I
I've
could be
had
down.
barbecue
I could be
on
down for
Christmas.
that.
I mean, Christmas sometimes it just gets so hot.
Yeah.
It's short sleeves. So, what are you gonna? You really want a turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes, and you just had that for Thanksgiving, or ham. So let's just do. Sometimes we've done fajitas, right?
Oh, see, now that could be good.
Margaritas, fajitas, and chips and salsa.
Okay.
now,
See,
like
Christmas, I'm not married to any specific
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, I need my turkey, but Christmas, we can open it up. I mean, I've had lasagna on Christmas before. I mean, it's like whatever. I don't care. But
see, like my
yeah.
sister in Georgia was surprised that like she'll go to different people down there and huge meal with all kinds of different dishes, not a single salad. So it's like she always has to bring a salad, and everyone eats the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But
nobody
makes
thinks
a
to
salad.
Bring it.
Yeah, it's like we don't have a meal up here without salad.
Now, do you know when you say salad?
a lettuce type salad?
Okay, so you mean start the meal with lettuce and dressing,
Or
Not-
have it with the meal.
or have it with the
Yeah.
meal.
but you're not talking like a pasta salad or
No,
a
no, not like that.
Okay, all right.
An actual lettuce of some sort. salad.
Okay.
Yeah. I think people are trying to be a little bit more healthier, right? So that's always a good option. I think Missouri and this part of the country, casseroles are huge.
Mhm.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
Green bean casseroles
Yeah.
are big.
Yes.
All kinds of
I
different
do like
stuff.
green bean casserole.
I don't.
We're not having it this year. We're just having green beans, which I'm okay with. I love green beans, but not green bean casserole. But,
And like I said, I love dressing. I love all kinds of different types of dressing.
yeah.
What's your fast food dressing of choice?
Stovetop.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like stuffing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
Stuffing dressing. I
may-
get.
I guess
Oh,
it's-
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
the breadcrumb. You're not talking the stuff you pour on a salad.
No, I'm talking
Okay.
about.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
that is the dressing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you have
yeah.
salad dressing, but then we have in this
Oh,
case we're talking like
yeah, yeah.
Stuffing.
breadcrumb. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, because I love that stuff in a pinch. I'll make it. With a.
Wait, even when it's not Thanksgiving, you have? it?
Oh, see,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Oh yeah.
No, there are certain foods that there are certain times that you have it, and
Mhm.
stuffing is a Thanksgiving thing for me. I don't do it any other time. And like chicken noodle soup, I can't eat it unless I'm sick.
Right.
If I'm
Yeah.
not sick, I don't want anything to do with it. But if I'm sick, I want chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I get it.
So it's just certain things. But
Dudes eating stuffing in summertime.
Barbecued hamburgers and stovetop.
I do like the idea of fajitas for Christmas, though. That actually sounds all right.
Yeah, man, something different.
I could get
My dad
lasagna
grew up
idea.
having traditional goose. They'd like literally get a live goose, kill it the day before, and have roasted goose.
Now,
Okay.
have you guys tried turduckens?
No.
I haven't either. I'd love to get one, though.
I would have to purchase it from somebody else. I would not want to be the one to have to do the work.
Right.
Someone who's
To
done
do
it
that.
before and people have survived.
Yeah.
Because I think I would, I think I would screw that up. Like, that sounds like a lot of prep work to put something like that together.
Yeah, especially if you're buying a whole one. A lot of leftovers.
Yeah. And I don't know. Duck, I'm not a dark meat fan. So, like, duck, correct me if I'm wrong, is primarily, it's dark meat, correct?
Yeah.
And it's very oily.
Very fatty. It's got a big fat cap on it.
And so, like, I've never, if I've had it, I don't know it. So, like, I don't know how much I would care for duck.
Yeah.
Just my thought. I don't know.
Maybe it gets, mixed in with all the taste of everything else and you don't really
And
taste
that could
it.
be. That could be. I mean, I'm not a big mushroom eater either.
No.
But, like, if it's small enough and diced out, like, I don't mind it if it's in something. I don't want, like, a giant mushroom cap in front of me, but,
On a burger.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
substitutes.
No, there's no substitutes there.
Yeah.
So
I've never had that either.
The giant
Burger.
Yeah, where it's just a burger with the mushroom cap on it. Oh hell, there are the vegans that are putting the mushroom cap on and they're just acting like it's a burger patty. And I'm like, no, that doesn't work that way.
No.
It's like these people that are trying to convince me, like, oh, you don't have to have mashed potatoes. You can have mashed cauliflower and taste just like mashed potatoes. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It tastes like mashed cauliflower.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, just because it's mashed doesn't suddenly make it like taste like a potato.
They're doing everything with cauliflower. Like they got cauliflower wings.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No.
Putting all those chickens out of work.
Right. Right.
You gotta watch. See, and that's the other thing. I've said this before. Holidays like Thanksgiving are important because it keeps the turkey population under control, because if we let them get too high, they're going to start to rise up and rebel and they're going to take over, and we don't want that. They're stupid and they're big. And if you hit one with your car, it does damage.
Yes.
So you don't want to like have too many turkeys around.
Yeah.
No.
It's just my thought. So anyway, well, why don't we now go ahead and do this? It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. I keep ashing this thing because I'm a little paranoid about the ash falling on me, but I look over at your cigar and it's holding really well.
Yeah, it's okay, but I'm also with you. It doesn't look like it's going to hold.
It feels really,
Yeah.
I keep looking and there's little parts that are flaking off and everything, and I'm like, oh, it's going to fall. I need to address it. But yeah, yours seems to be holding all right.
It's a very dark ash, too. It's not white.
Yeah.
I don't know what that tells us. But
I don't know, but it tells me that it's going to mess up my shirt if I get it on it. So you and I have kind of color coordinated somewhat.
Yeah, bad choices for us.
Anyway, so what's everybody been watching / listening to?
Have you guys seen Invincible?
I saw the first season.
No, but I want to.
Yeah.
I have not seen the second season.
I've read-
It just dropped, didn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
I've read the comics, but I hadn't.
You've read the comics, but haven't.
Yeah, I haven't watched the show yet.
The show is
The
great.
first season was amazing.
Right.
I want
And it grabs you right at the beginning, too. There's no, let's ease, and it's like, wham.
Which, okay.
And it is R-rated.
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, and you want to, you can skip ahead by just a smidge. But I do know. So his dad, Omni-Man, is a bad guy.
Yeah.
And they dropped that pretty early in the show, correct?
Right, but you're kind of confused by it.
Right.
Okay,
It's
so
just like, why did he do that? You don't understand why.
Okay.
And you maybe even give him benefit of the doubt and think the other guys are bad.
And that we just didn't know the whole story.
okay.
Yeah.
And it's right at the very end, pretty much, of the first season that they kind of dropped the whole story on.
I'll say in the comics, it was like a solid, oh man, at least 12 issues in before that came up. Like you're going for like a year
thinking he's just
a
regular,
Superman type guy, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, bad guy, and you're like, holy fuck.
Now the show is extremely graphic,
but they had to hook it. Oh, so is the comic.
Okay,
but it's weird because you're looking at it and it's drawn in such a way. It's very bright and colorful and everything. You're looking at this, and all of a sudden the fights are happening, and they're bloody as hell.
Yeah,
and you're like, wow, okay, it's
it's not a dark colored series, like you said. It's very bright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something you'd think you could see on a Disney Plus deal, but it's like
you don't expect that kind of
level of violence,
in that kind of colorful cartoon.
But they let you know you're wrong really quick.
Okay.
Someone told me about it, and they're like, "You got to watch it. You got to watch it." And finally, one time, I had a weekend with like nothing to do, and I started watching it. I'm like, "This better be holy shit!"
Yeah.
What the fuck am I watching? This is amazing. I'm not going to pee for a week.
It came out about the same time The Boys was coming out. Have you seen The Boys?
There was a pretty big gap between the first and second season, wasn't there?
There was.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's been like a year and a half or so.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell happened, but...
So you've seen The Boys?
I was going to say...
I know of it. I know, but
it's the same thing. Watch The Boys. It's the same effect, the same crazy-ass violence.
I have watched The Boys. And I've read the first 6 issues of that. That got to the point it was a little bit so over. Because let me tell you, if you think the show The Boys is crazy, dude, the comics, it's way a whole different level. Yeah. I mean, just whole different level.
One thing I liked about the series, though, I don't know how you watched it. I watched it on a laptop. And every once in a while, I'd accidentally scroll. When you'd scroll over the character, it would pull up who the voice was.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Talking about Invincible.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool because I was then, once I figured that out, I'm like, who's saying that? Who's saying that?
They have some big actors in there.
Yeah.
Even this season, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Everybody big signing up for it.
I'll need to check that out. That's been on my my watch list on Amazon for a while. And I for whatever reason, when I'm like sitting there on the couch and it's time to pick a new show to get into, and I'm scrolling around to my different, like, options, my Disney Plus, my HBO, my Netflix, my Hulu, whatever. For some reason, I never stop on Amazon. I don't know why. It just blows past, and I don't know what it is about that specific app on my TV that I just skip past it and I never stop. But like,
well, what pisses me off, there's so many shows out there I need to watch, and what am I going to do all weekend? I'm going to watch that stupid fucking Yellowstone series from front to end like I have. They just did it 3 weeks ago.
And you did
They
it
do
then.
it every holiday.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it again, except for Friday. Friday, they're doing the Band of Brothers all the way through. I'm going to watch that again, which really I did on Veterans Day, too, a few weeks ago. But
why are you watching the same stuff?
So you're talking about reruns? They do a rerun every year where they just play all of them back to back?
Oh, Paramount Channel is always throwing Yellowstone from every episode on. It was on a few weeks ago. They started on a Thursday.
So
they
you're
just
saying
run
Paramount Channel? You have regular TV?
Yeah.
Really? Who's got that? Was it talking about Dish Network or something?
This is just our cable.
Wow,
I'll be damned.
Yeah. No, just cut the cord a long time ago.
Yeah, never did.
I just finished the second season of Loki on Disney Plus, and
that's got to have been disappointment.
No, it was great.
Really,
dude? Did you watch the first season?
I couldn't get into it. I tried.
It's a little complicated. It's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly to steal from Doctor Who there a little bit, but a lot of time and space stuff. But I have a feeling that that Loki's going to play in big with like a lot of assuming that they're going to use the King the Conqueror.
I heard they already
as the bad guy.
I think they're switching away from King completely now.
Well, that Jonathan Majors actor, he got in a lot of trouble. So
I think they're going to try now and go with the character from the new Marvels as being the big bad going forward.
The gal, she died. Oh, spoilers.
Did she? Oh, okay. That's what I had heard, but I'm
all right. I'm not gonna. Well, Marvels has been. I'm not gonna spoil the Marvels, but there was a thing at the end. It's all leading into this giant multiverse crap that's going on there, and I have a feeling that that it's all going to play. Which, if that's the case, then the Loki show is important. However, I thought it was good, and I really liked the character development that the Loki character went through over the course of these 2 seasons. He went from, we like him, but he's a bad guy, to arguably he's a good guy, and he took a sacrifice for his friends and all that and everything. I liked it. I did like it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, totally off subject, but not really, but off subject. I saw the previews for the new Fall Guy movie. That is some total bullshit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you know the old TV show with Lee Majors, The Fall Guy.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
Okay, well, a movie's coming out now with...
It might be a
he's
little
a stunt double or something, right?
Right, he's a stunt double.
Okay.
But it's, it's that pretty boy, what's his name?
Ryan Reynolds or...
No, the one from like The Notebook and shit.
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling.
Okay, one of the Ryans.
Yeah, and it's just, it looks so stupid. It's like, come on. If you're going to make a movie about a show like that, you got to... it just...
Yeah, there's no doubt that
me.
They're just running out of ideas at this point.
Yeah,
it's recycled. The multiverse stuff has been done by everybody, including the new Spider-Man.
Yeah,
the cartoon one, which was pretty good.
No, those 2 cartoons, those have been really good. I'm waiting for the 3rd one because the 2nd one ended on a cliffhanger. So obviously, but I think it's going to be a minute before we get that because I think the strikes kind of impacted that quite a bit.
Oh, okay, you're right.
But Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, I guess, is going to be in that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
sorry, that just pissed me off.
Why did it piss you off?
Because it's the same thing like with the Dukes of Hazzard movie. It was just so stupid and tried to make fun of the show more than just,
actually do a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like if you hated the show so much, why are you doing a movie of it?
Yeah, I guess. I did watch one more. I'm very slowly getting through the first season of True Detective.
It's the best season.
Now that's
what I've heard.
Who were the 2 guys in that?
It's Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
And I like it, but dude, it's a heavy show.
Mm-hmm.
Like that hour episode felt like 2 hours. I mean, and not that it was bad. The whole show has a really heavy vibe to it.
Yep.
I don't know.
You were talking about Band of Brothers. There's another one coming out.
I saw that.
Like the Airmen or something.
Yeah.
It's also Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks are directing it. And it's going to be a new HBO show. It's kind of like Band of Brothers in the Pacific, but just airplane pilots or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of material to do. I mean...
and then podcast-wise, I did finish up that first season of, that Crooked City about Youngstown, Ohio. I did finish the last 5 or 10 minutes that I had of that. I mentioned that in the last episode.
I'm going to go Tuesday, try to see the Ashholes because I'll be in the Boston area.
Oh, cool.
So, you're just covering the country.
Yeah.
I know, right?
All the podcasts.
My God.
I won't be there for Saturday for the big show, but I'll just go see the little show. The junior show.
You get the idea.
Yep. See Dave.
You see Dave and Ed will be there. And, they do it in the same podcast studio and everything, which that's pretty cool to see. I would give my left arm for a podcast studio like that.
That table alone.
That table is like $30,000.
Yeah.
I think.
Damn.
He called a company that makes the desks for like TV news stations and basically said like,
here's what I want.
I need something like this. And they were like, well, what are you using it for? And he's just like, oh, podcast. And I'm like, oh, well then you just need this. He goes, no. It's going to be a production. I want this. And I'm like, but you only need this. He goes, but I want this. So they got it in. And then it was Mr. Jonathan's brother, Sammy B, that actually assembled it all and put it all together and built it.
So it came disassembled.
Yep.
It still cost that much.
Yep.
And you got to put it together.
Yep.
Oh.
It was an undertaking. But let me tell you, it's a smooth setup he's got there. And just the ability to have all your equipment set up, like all your dials set to where you need them and everything's all set and perfect. And all you got to do is just come in, power up and just go. I'm so jealous. I'm jealous. But those lights get a little warm. I do remember that.
Were you actually on the show? I think.
Yes, it was a little over a year ago. It was when I was up there for their anniversary party. I stayed through that Saturday, and I was just going to watch. And then Dave's like, I was listening to one of their episodes leading up to it, and he's like, and then coming up, blah, 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 we got Nick from the Cigar Pulpit. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to be on the show. So
got to change this shirt.
Exactly. I remember I wore a tie and I got a lot of grief because it's like I wanted to, it's like one of those things you dress nice.
What did Mr.
Like,
Jonathan wear? Just a normal shirt?
I think he was just in a normal polo and a hat. And I remember him giving me shit about wearing a tie. And then this week, if you listen to the last Saturday, they had Nick Perdomo, Nicholas Perdomo, and then Mr. Jonathan. They're all wearing suits, and they're giving Dave shit for wearing a pullover hoodie thing, and everything. And it's like, dude, you gave me shit for wearing a tie, but whatever. You'll have to ask to see the Mr. Jonathan action figure that I sent him.
Mm-hmm.
I found this action figure of Egghead from the 60s Batman show, and dude, he's wearing this flamboyant suit, and I'm walking through Target and I just see this and I'm like, that looks like Mr. Jonathan. And sure,
so that was a new one, right? I thought it was like an old toy.
No, it's a brand new.
Still making it.
It's brand new. I bought it this year. I bought it in the last 6 months.
And you were probably the only one.
Probably. I bought a Vincent Price Egghead action figure, and I sent it to New Hampshire because I thought it looked like Mr. Jonathan.
Oh.
Nick Gervais said that I should take it out of the package and redo the package as the Cigar Authority of Mr. Jonathan on. I didn't have time and effort. That's way too much work, so I just sent it. But
it's not worth it.
I mean, the joke would have been funny, but I feel like the amount of effort would have been
over the top.
More than what the laugh would have been worth, if that makes the ROI on the effort wouldn't have been there. So but and then in terms of going back to the Villiger thing for a moment, I know that Disney movie Wish came out. I know very little about it. My kid wants to see it, so I'm sure I'll end up going to see that.
So it's only in theaters right now?
It's in theaters right now. And then
I want to see Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the slasher flick.
Right.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they got to make a movie about everything. All right, let's put a pilgrim hat on a bad guy. And
that's exactly it. I think he's dressed like a pilgrim and he's going around slashing people. But
that's the third movie now from that.
Grindhouse.
Yeah.
See, I saw Grindhouse in the theater.
I loved it. So did I.
I
went and did the double feature.
I did too.
Everything.
I was going to say, I saw it before they split it up when it came out the first time. And it was both movies, and it had so it was what? Machete was one that they did the preview for and then made the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving. What was the third one?
The Preacher with a Shotgun or whatever it was.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't remember now.
I never saw the movie. I just I was reading the article, and that was like the second one that came out. It was like a Preacher with a Shotgun or something like that.
That one slipped my mind. I don't know that one.
And there's still another one or two fake trailers that they did that they could make a movie out of.
Well, I mean, I think that stands or says something about the testament of that Grindhouse movie because I mean, at the time that it came out, it was kind of a flop.
Right.
And
people didn't get it.
No, people didn't get it.
And they said a lot of people walked out after the first one not realizing it was a double feature.
There was a whole second movie to go. And but I think also it goes to show that, I mean, dude, this thing's spawning movies like, what? When did Grindhouse come out?
Early 2000s?
I would say like 20 years ago-ish. Maybe 15 to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
This thing came out, and here it is 2023, and we have a spin-off from this movie, 15, 20 years later. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. What were they doing for 20 years?
Evidently just looking for stuff to make, I guess.
So they came up with a Thanksgiving pilgrim
slasher flick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think people are finally starting to figure out that horror movies are the only thing that people will go to theaters to watch, in large
they
amounts.
make good money.
Right.
You can do them on the cheap, and they will make a ton of money.
Like that Five Nights at Freddy's has done amazing for what the cost was.
Wow. Did you hear that Chuck E. Cheese removed all of their animatronic characters from all of their locations except for one location in California. They kept them there. All the rest of them, they removed the animatronics after Five Nights at Freddy's came out. Because I guess people were scared of them or what. But now here's my thing. They're all sitting in storage somewhere rotting away, which is exactly what
the movie's about.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, oh, that's not good.
You should have kept them working,
exactly.
man. At least they had something to do.
They'd
now
be
they're
fresh.
Kill all of
now
us,
they're
right?
going to kill. Exactly. Yeah. No, there was something coming out later this year that I wanted to go see, and I can't. Now I'm sitting here drawing a blank on. The Iron Claw is the movie about the Von Erich family, the wrestlers. That's coming out later this year. I saw a trailer for that just this morning. That looks fantastic.
Yeah. Zac Efron's in it, right?
Yeah.
And with his jacked up jaw, he looks like he.
Dude, I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all just
jacked.
Yeah. But they were from Texas, weren't they? I believe.
Yeah.
They were big down there.
Yeah. They were
When
huge.
did you move to Texas?
Like
we keep throwing Texas at you, but
98.
Okay.
So I've been there for a while.
Okay.
For sure,
all right. Well,
big city. So
it would have also been definitely post Von Erich time frame.
Yeah. They were pretty much all dead by then.
I was to say, I think that's definitely about.
I think just the one brother's the only one still alive because I've watched that Dark Side of the Ring with the Von Erichs, and they were.
That family had a really tragic run for a while. Yeah, I wonder if they're. I mean, they'd almost have to get into that in the movie. You would think.
Well, otherwise, what's the point?
Well, based off the trailer, I know they at least get into the one brother that died in the motorcycle accident. Or at least one of them.
He didn't die in that motorcycle accident. He got really hurt and ended up killing himself.
That's right. Well, then, anyway, the bottom line is they at least deal with that brother's death. I don't know if they get
the one
into
wrestled for
else.
a long time after that. I think that was the one where after the wreck, they had to take off like his foot.
Mm-hmm.
And like nobody knew that he didn't have a foot, and he just had his boot worked right and was like still trying to wrestle and shit.
Crazy. Well,
but they were like superstars in Texas.
That's another show, actually. You brought up Dark Side of the Ring. That's another show I've been working my way through. I think I'm down to 3 episodes left in this current season that's out on Hulu. And even if you're not into wrestling, just a compelling, like, documentary series about, like, this industry and the people that are in it and the bizarre shit that takes place.
Oh, another one that's from those people is the Tales of the Territories, where they highlight the different, old territories.
Wrestling territories, yeah.
And one of them, they had the guys from the Memphis territory. That's like Jerry
King
Lawler and all that.
Yeah.
Well, and they were talking about, what the hell was that weird guy's name who was wrestling the women and shit? He was in Taxi. I can't think of his name. Andy Kaufman. Talking about how, Andy was in on all that.
Oh, yeah.
And he was so committed. His family didn't know that was all staged. And they said when the movie came out, they were on set and they're talking. They're like, we want to apologize to you because we have hated you for so long.
And that's when they found out? When they watched the movie?
They found out through all of that that he was in on all of it, and that it was all fake, and like the Late Night with David Letterman,
the feud and everything,
where
Lawler.
He smacked him, and beat,
he really committed to it.
Yeah, he was so committed to.
He didn't. Back then, you had kayfabe. You had to keep up the appearance that it was all real,
and he was so into it.
Yeah, so like these wrestlers, man, they talk about this in the show. Like back in the day, if you'd walk into a diner and there's another wrestler there that you're feuding with, sitting there having breakfast, you either had to start some shit or you had to leave, one or the other. It's like you couldn't be in the same room interacting. You might be the best friends ever behind the scenes, but like if you're feuding with that guy in the wrestling, you got to act like it right there on the street, So
who are some of the wrestlers that they highlighted in that show?
Oh my God. There's been 4 seasons now. Okay. I mean,
some of the newer guys too, or just the older guys?
Some of the new guys.
Yeah,
some of the new guys. Some of the more
especially if the newer guys had some bad issues.
They did a 2-part thing on Chris Benoit.
Yeah,
and his whole
murder suicide.
Yeah, and then There's one coming up that I'm really looking forward to, all about Marty Jannetty. He was the other half.
I saw that one. That was a good one.
The other half of the Rockers with
Shawn
Michaels.
Mm-hmm. They did the Owen Hart one where he died. The whole background of that one in Kansas City where he fell.
The Flight from Hell when all the WWE wrestlers were flying back from Europe, and it just turned into like this horrific plane flight of these guys just being total jackasses, and
Ric Flair
running around in his robe naked, just
swinging his cock
and flashing the waitresses and shit. Oh my god! But so yes, there is more current stuff. There's old stuff. It's a really good mix. They did one about the Fabulous Moolah, the woman wrestler, who then trained a lot of the women wrestlers that came through, and you find out just how much of an utter complete bitch she was and whatnot. And I mean, it's really a very interesting documentary series.
Now, Shawn Michaels, is that the guy who got kicked in the head by Goldberg? Who am I thinking of?
No.
Somebody got, because Instagram showed me a couple of this.
Shawn Michaels was pretty much out of it by the time Goldberg came around.
Okay. Well, who did Goldberg kick in the head?
Goldberg was fighting for WCW at the time. But you're right. Michaels did he wasn't that big in the Attitude Era. He was just before the Attitude Era when Austin and The Rock and Undertaker were like the big guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who Goldberg kicked in the head.
Put a comment.
Yeah, I would say if somebody knows, let us know. Comment on YouTube, or or I'm sure there'll be something put up in the parishioners group about this. Let us know if you know who Goldberg kicked in the head. Let us know. I say YouTube because that's how Paul watches this all the time. So he's bound to see the comment if you comment on YouTube. So
the crazy one was the one where the guy was down in Puerto Rico, I think it was, wrestling, and got killed.
Yeah, killed in the locker room.
Some guy stabbed him in the locker room, and it was like no one was ever prosecuted or nothing. I mean, it was crazy.
There's some really crazy.
He was
stories.
A big time guy back then too.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Bruiser Brody.
That's it. Yep.
Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, there's been some really good episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not into wrestling, if you're just into just kind of like,
because it's not a glossy, hey, all
No,
it goes. They don't do a show on him if there wasn't some shit going on.
It's the dark side of the ring. I mean, it's messed up stuff. So, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take us on that tangent.
I don't care. Whatever. We're just sitting here talking, having a cigar. Speaking of which,
guess what, motherfucker?
Let's do 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week. I feel like this one I've been skipping this. This has not been a consistent segment because of recording schedules and everything else, and I've had my son a lot, and so I haven't really done a lot of smoking. So
no one sponsors it, so it can be left out and not really hurt anybody's feelings.
That's true. And the thing is if somebody wants to sponsor it, I can very easily dump the Tiger King quote there if you're offended by the intro of it. But whatever, we can make it. I mean, hell, maybe Netflix wants to sponsor it.
Or Vice Channel.
Do they have money?
No, actually, I think they just filed for
I
bankruptcy.
was going to say, I'm pretty sure Vice just shit the bed collectively there, which is sad because they're the ones who make Dark Side of the Ring. So I'm hoping that doesn't impact future seasons of that. So anyway, so what have we been smoking lately? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I just looked at my phone.
I'm doing the same thing.
I think Dave's going to be upset because he sends the care package out when we're supposed to smoke along with the show. And sometimes I get ahead of myself, but I did just smoke the Eleanor Rose that came in the recent care package.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Very good.
I still have mine. I have not. I'm behind. I haven't smoked anything out of that care package, actually. God, I'm looking. I don't think I've taken a lot of pictures of what I've been smoking lately, so I'm going to have to actually do this off the top of my head. This is going to be rough. You want to
go? Let's see. The last time I smoked was a few days ago, but I had 3, so I smoked the Sancho Panza Extra Fuerte.
Okay.
Let's see. I smoked a The problem is it was my birthday and people were handing me stuff, so sometimes I didn't really pay too much attention at first.
That was his dry bag for a happy birthday from us, by the way. Happy birthday,
Happy
Mike.
birthday.
Thank you.
Do you want cigars also? Do we?
No, I got one.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Someone gave me a Crowned Heads. What the hell was it? It was a new one that they just got in.
Not the Calaveras.
No.
Yeah.
This one just came in. It was a new size or something.
Huh. I don't know.
So Crowned Heads.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And what was the third smoke? I did a Esteban Carreras. I had one, Mr. Brownstone.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. You know, the Esteban Carreras, I always tend to just like not overlook. I forget about them.
I smoked them a lot at my shop.
Yeah.
Because they moved a lot. So I liked to be up on it more because people were asking more about them. But yeah, they're a good stick. And they're growing.
They make the Chupacabra, right?
Chupacabra is real good. The Devil's Hand.
Yeah.
Cashmere, if you like a mild stick, the Cashmere is a really good, flavorful Connecticut.
Okay. Well, since he did all three, do you want to cover your last two, and then I'll?
Yeah, I've been smoking a lot of Olivas lately. I saw a pack for 10 cigars for $20 or something.
Oh shit!
So I said, okay, let me buy it. They were all Oliva cigars. They had some O's, some G's, a couple of V's, and some like smaller brand ones.
Were they hot?
No.
For $20.
I was
Jesus.
gonna say
it came free shipping too. So
he got them out of the back of a trunk of a Oldsmobile on.
But I haven't had much luck with them, man. They just don't taste good. And I've heard that with these little discount retailers online, even though the brand says one thing, that it's not the same cigar.
It's like meat. You have grade A meat, grade B meat.
Even though it's the same label.
Mm-hmm.
Grade A tobacco, grade B tobacco.
So I feel like I struck out with those, man. None of them are tasting really good.
Well, that's not three that you smoked and enjoyed this week.
Right. I've been trying to enjoy one of them. I can't find one. New Worlds are smoking really good right now.
Yeah.
The standard one. And
I had the Cameroon not too long ago.
Yes.
I like the Cameroon.
Yeah.
That was
Cameroon.
really good.
Yep.
Ken Clarich down at Ashenale, he actually had them, and we were talking about them, and so I grabbed one from him when I was down there, and I smoked it, and that was really, really good.
And always a favorite of mine is Aladino. They're just consistent.
I asked you if you'd had the Sumatra, and you don't tend to go for the heavier stuff.
Too strong from everything which you guys said.
Okay, that's fair. Did you do the other one, the PCA exclusive with the Cameroon wrapper?
Did I see one here?
It
has like a footband on it. I haven't had that one yet.
It's in the walk-in.
Yeah, I know it's like twice the price of a regular Aladino.
Yeah, it's good though. I think we did. Did we do it on the show, or did I do that with Pinky?
I think you did that with Pinky.
I might have done that with Pinky.
How was it?
I liked it. It's good. It's a solid cigar. Maybe before you go, we might have to figure that out. So my first one is the Tabernacle. I got one of those over at Cigar Haven in Indy, and I really do like that cigar a lot. I don't find Foundation around St. Louis.
No, that's just what I was about to say. I don't know where I could find one really around here.
Crew?
There used to be a few shops.
Maybe Crew?
Maybe.
Yeah, I would say there's really not many places in St. Louis where you can find Foundation. And so when I see it when I'm out, that's the thing. It's when I'm out on the road and I'm in a new shop, I always try to look for stuff I can't get at home. And Foundation always seems to be one that I can do.
Which is sad with all the shops in the St. Louis metro area. There shouldn't be much of any cigar that you really can't find, you would think.
I think it goes to show the importance of having representation in a market.
Which St. Louis is very underrepresented.
Very underrepresented. But if you notice, the brands that have representation in St. Louis do well. And the ones that don't, you don't tend to see. So for what it's worth, I think that might be something for brand owners to keep in mind. If you're wanting to get representation in St. Louis, have somebody actually out here.
Especially if you're a small company. and you really want to get a footprint in a decent metropolitan area, you could muscle your way into St. Louis rather easily.
Yeah. I mean, there's room. There's shelf room. Yeah, I mean, you might have to it might be a little convincing at some shops, but other shops, hell, there's at least a couple shops. If you just walk in and you ask, they'll probably go ahead and do it. Anyway, so I had a Tabernacle. Obviously on my way back, from Indy, when I'm driving, I like to smoke stuff that I know because I'm driving, and I don't want to smoke something that I don't like smoking something that I've never had before because I can't concentrate on it while I'm driving and everything. So, surprise, surprise, I smoked a couple of Perdomo Habano sun-grown Churchills on the drive back. And I like the Churchill for that because I get so much driving time in before I have to stop and light another cigar.
Unless someone has stepped on it.
Well, yeah. That wasn't thankfully one that I had one that was cracked to hell. And I think I bought it that way. But
nobody's tried the new one, right? The 30th.
No.
Yeah.
Dude,
can't find it here, right?
Missouri,
right.
The only shop in Missouri that's got it is Outlaw, which is out in Kansas City. So we got 4 hours that way.
You checked on their website? And
I checked on their website. And the only one in Illinois that's got it's up in Chicago. So I'd have a 5-hour drive up that way to get it. I could order it on twoguys.com. Haven't done so yet. Mostly just due to personal finances. And it's like, if I'm not going to order like a cigar. I'm going to order like, maybe not a box, but
well, you can always add it to your care package and get.
I could, and I very nearly did so. But finances being what they were, I was like, I'll get it later. It'll be around. But no, I have not tried the 30th yet, but that is one that I do want to try. And then just to round it out, the other cigar the last cigar of my 3, I had a Julius Caesar Robusto.
Okay.
I like that one. I don't smoke it nearly as often as I would like. It's a really good cigar.
Did you have that one in Florida, or
where did I have that one? I may have had one down there, but no. But I had it more recently than that. Maybe not within the last week. I don't know. My days are all running together. Well, I had my kid for a few days, then I did my trip, and it's like, before so it may not have been the last
Let's talk about your trip to Florida, because you did a little bit of a humble brag there during your Florida episode. You said you went down there with a girl.
I did.
And I was like, oh.
My lady friend.
What a secret from the viewers.
I have met the lady friend.
Yeah. I tried to, she wants to keep
But that's a big
private.
Deal that you took her on a trip already.
I know, right?
Are you guys still?
It was technically, yeah, we are. I just saw her very recently.
She's still what?
She's still a friend.
She is still the lady friend. Yes, exactly. So no, she wants to stay private, and so I'm being respectful.
Does she listen to the show?
No, but she's just.
Has she heard an episode?
I hope.
She witnessed. She witnessed one.
She did witness some. Yes, she did. You're right. She witnessed the whole one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, ish. Yeah.
Okay. Does she like cigars?
She will smoke with me. She tends to like the little acids. There's one that she had. It was a wafer thin, wafer thin, and she really liked that one a lot.
It could be the wafer, right?
I think it's called the wafer.
It might be
the acid wafer.
That's a little starter for them, right? And Javas are good. And
and I mean, we went to Rocky Patel's Burn out in Indianapolis, and she had a Fat Bottom Betty, which, all right, I'm going to briefly express, how do I put this? A piece of advice for any employee that's working a humidor at a place where they have somebody working a humidor. When a lady comes in and she's saying, I don't really smoke cigars often, I want something flavored, don't sell her a 6x60.
Oh my God.
Because that's what they did. Before I even knew that she had it, because I'm looking around at the other stuff, the flavor stuff's in the center by the cash register. This dude's already cut and started lighting a 6x60 Fat Bottom Betty for her. Okay? And mind you, what did I tell you just a second ago?
Yeah.
She likes the wafer. All right. So, yeah, she's got this freaking donkey leg. And
especially considering Deadwoods come in small sticks.
Right? Why would you? No, 6x60. So she's out there smoking with me. I'm not even smoking a fucking 6x60. You know, I'm doing a Toro. She's got a fucking Gordo going. And she's like telling me, she's told me since then, she goes, I like the little ones because I could smoke it and I'm done. Yeah. She's like, that one, I was an hour and a half into that and still had more to go. And I'm like, yeah, no, that I would have never in a million years recommended that you get that one. She liked the flavor, but it was way too big of a cigar.
Yeah, that's a chore.
Yeah. So if you're working a humidor and you're listening to this, don't recommend a 6x60 to somebody who tells you that they're, that they smoke cigars every once in a while and they're looking for some, that's just, that was shitty. I was a little pissy about that.
You come off as someone looking to make a sale instead of satisfying a customer.
That's how I took it.
For a couple bucks more, right?
Yeah. Well, it was Rocky Patel Burn. It was more than a couple bucks more. Dude, 3 cigars, hers and my 2. And then, of course, because he's cutting and lighting the things, which I didn't even want him to do, but, he did it. I felt obligated to tip. By the time it was all said and done, I spent $83 just on 3 cigars.
Oh, so not even including the drinks.
No. By the time I got the bill for the drinks, 2 cocktails, hers and mine, plus the cigars, my grand total walking out of the door, I spent $130 at Burn.
No.
So
that's kind of makes you just want to smoke at home. Like,
trust me,
cigar or.
I mean, I look. It's just a way it highlighted the difference between that kind of smoking experience and, let's say, Riverman, for example.
Yeah.
This is your casual corner store. You can come in, have a cigar, sit in the lounge, talk to your buddies. And if you wanted to come in and buy a house blend, smoke that and leave, you could be out of here for $7, Whereas you go to Rocky Patel Burn, you dress a little nicer. You have to have a reservation to get your table and blah, 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 and all that shit. And before long, you've spent $130. So, I guess it's just one of those things where it depends on the
and also it depends on the Rocky Lounge.
Yeah.
Like the Rocky Lounge in Atlanta that I went to that's in the Ballpark Village. It was October of 2020, so it was during COVID. And obviously baseball was over with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the bar was crowded and all that, but you didn't need a reservation or nothing. Anybody could walk in off the plaza.
I probably could have in Indianapolis. By the time when I was there, it was not swarming with people.
They did give me a discount because I had I was like, yeah, I'm in the business. He's like, oh, what do you do? And I handed him my business card. And so they gave me like a 10% discount off my...
Oh, well, hell, I wonder if they had a podcaster discount. I doubt it. Any jerk off with a microphone can do a podcast. Yeah. As you can tell by listening to some of them.
Plus,
anyway.
I didn't have to worry about the tip on the cutting and all that because during COVID, they weren't cutting or lighting or touching anyone's sticks.
See, I'm okay with that. I don't need somebody to cut and light my cigar.
They should ask.
I don't want somebody
like
to cut
if you got people that are in there that have never smoked before, hey, they're not going to have anything.
Yeah.
And they're not going to cut it right. Or that's when you need, and that's when those people really enjoy that. Man, they cut my stick, they lit it. Us, no, we've got certain ways we like our stuff cut or lit.
Exactly. We have our own tools that we're bringing with us. You may not have gas in it, but,
Funny quick story. When I was working there, someone asked if I could cut and light their stick. I said, sure. How would you like it? They said, just a straight cut. So I straight cut it. And it had been a long day.
You put it in your mouth.
I put it in my mouth. I had to go get them a new cigar.
Saw that coming.
It's like, I toasted it and I'm like, and they're just staring at me. I'm like, I'll be right back. Let me go get you a new stick.
You're like, son of a
I'm
bitch.
like, it's just habit,
Yeah, well, no, that's exactly it. It's like you have your lighting ritual. For me, I go around the edge. I hit the foot for a little bit, and then I put it in the mouth, and I turn it, and I light it that way. I mean, I don't think it lights. I mean, some people may disagree with me. I don't know. I don't like the lighting just by hitting the foot and then just going at it. It's like I like to draw in as I'm lighting it.
On the other hand, if you were an attractive girl, some people may pay extra for that. That might be a little thing.
That's your problem. You weren't one of the bartenders.
No. There's a few that I'm sure could have done that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway. Okay. Well, why don't we now go ahead and hear about our friends over at My Monthly Cigars? This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. While you guys are over there, make sure you check out the fucking good coffee so you can enjoy that while you're smoking your cigars and, go from there. And I don't have any details yet. I don't know what's going on, but you might be looking at My Monthly Cigars and seeing if they've got some sort of a Black Friday, maybe Cyber Monday special. I don't know. Nick had something going, but he told me after he said hype this, and then later he came back and said maybe put a pause on hyping that. So I mentioned it. I don't even know if I was supposed to do that, but I did. So whatever. Anyway, and while you guys are speaking of My Monthly Cigars, he's helping me out again with the Pulpit Parishioners Top Cigars of 2023. The nominations for that are closing on Monday, November 27th. So if you are a member of the Pulpit Parishioners group on Facebook, you can go there. There's a post that's pinned at the top, and it has the link to the form to nominate cigars. It doesn't have to be a cigar that came out in 2023. It can be a cigar that came out this year. It can be a cigar that's just smoking really well this year for you. So make sure, go ahead, Lee. We got Lee in the house here at Riverman, and my camera's way over there. Anyway, but it can be a cigar that's smoking really good in 2023. So just go there, fill out the form, get your nominations in. Then from there, the voting will start taking place sometime after that. I think the voting ends maybe December 8th. I don't remember when the voting starts, though. Maybe the 1st. Anyway, the bottom line is, if you're a member of the Parishioners group, you'll get all this information and you can take part. So I guess that's part of the socials. Join the Facebook Parishioners group. Otherwise, I'm on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Twitter/X, where I don't really do much. YouTube, where you can watch this, where Paul watches this.
And me.
And you. Sorry, I always forget that that's how you watch it, even though you literally said that right before we started recording.
You don't listen to me anymore.
Do you put any comments on there at all?
Not really. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I check it out all the time. I just never really think about it when I'm smoking, so I never post when I'm smoking, which is bad. I might try with my third cigar tonight. I might try to post what I'm smoking after the show.
Well, there you go. Okay. And then in terms of Ask the Boys, go ahead and call area code 863-874-0000 with your questions and whatnot. Realistically, I think it might be my dongle. But I don't know, because it's working fine with the other apps, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna have to. I'll suss it out. I'll figure it out. I'll make it work one way or the other. There are ways I can make it work. It's just it can get. I can make it work, but I want to figure out a better way to make it work over time. Anyway, where can do you guys want to share socials?
Nah.
Okay. No. All right. So that's fine. So what's everybody thinking of the Juarez? I'm at the point I took off the band.
Yeah.
I still have probably the final third at least to go.
I'm a little bit further than you, but I haven't been talking quite as much. So I've been doing a little more smoking.
Yeah, it's been good, consistent, medium. Dessert flavors is always the thing that I get from this cigar, and that's what I'm getting with this one. And
for the price, it's a daily smoker.
Yeah.
It's not going to offend any smoker, really, unless you're just a strict, mild, stick. But like you'd said before, this would be a great step further if you've smoked nothing but Connecticut's, but would like to get into something a little stronger.
He was saying a starter cigar.
Yeah,
right.
For somebody who's never smoked one, who wants a real cigar, this is a good one. This is a good car cigar for you too, because you really don't have to think about it.
No, and I will say, construction-wise, my burn line has been really, really good. I would want to watch the ash. I do feel that like the ash is a little. It's not the most fragile ash I've ever encountered.
But with the window open,
it could be.
Yeah,
so that would be
you're
the
right.
only thing is I'd have to watch the ash in the car. But
And they
otherwise,
also-
it's not bad.
they also do have one, the shot, which is a really small size.
Yes.
If you need a quick hitter.
Yeah.
It's like a half-hour smoke,
They come in boxes of 50,
50,
I think.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. But, I mean,
yeah.
you're only paying like $5.50
Yeah.
for the stick.
Okay.
You know, it's
So
a
it
nice...
comes out to about box price. You're looking at $250 ish, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, most people don't buy that box, though. They'll come buy a handful of those.
You know, there's a few cigars that come in boxes of 50. And I always wonder what manufacturers are thinking when they put out a box of 50 like that.
Or worse, like the 99 Problems from Asylum came in 99 in a box
No shit.
of Lanceros. Now they've changed that. Now it's a 20 or 25 count box.
Yeah.
But it's like, especially...
You're not going to sell
No.
you're not going to sell a box
Yeah,
of
and
that.
yeah. Now you got to smoke it for an entire year.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's true.
And pricing them sucked because I had to price them here when I worked here back in the day.
Oh, and so your sticker in 99 cigar.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that would be annoying. Yeah, I don't know. That's what is the HVC with the Black Friday? Don't they put that out in a box of 50? I think. And then maybe is it Romacraft? Does Romacraft do any boxes of 50? Am I wrong?
I don't think
Maybe
so.
it's just HVC. I don't know. There's somebody. I think it's HVC with the Black Friday. They put it out in a box of 50.
Fuente has a small stick that comes in a 50 count box.
I just for a life of me, I feel like that would hinder box sales.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not going to buy a 50 count.
No,
I like 10 counts because it's, $100 usually. You get the box. It looks cool. 20 if you really like the cigar. But
Yeah.
50.
well, it's even like, and I'm going to say this. I don't mean to be critical, but Perdomo put out the 30th anniversary as a box of 30.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes it like $400, right around $400 a box. And, he addressed that on the Cigar Authority saying, I know it's not a cheap date, but it's a really good cigar and blah, blah, blah and all that. And I don't disagree, but and I get it, 30th anniversary, 30 count in the box and everything. It works, but fuck, we're in a day and age where people are looking for deals and budgets are tight. And I just don't understand why a manufacturer would want to do anything to hinder those kind of sales.
And what I've noticed in the industry, at least around here, a lot of people don't like to smoke the same thing all that often.
Right.
They have a large rotation,
Yeah, I mean, I have
30 stick, or like you said with the 99, that's a year's worth of cigars.
Yeah. I mean, I have my rotation, and I have some that I don't mind having a box of. It might take me 2 months to burn through that box, but because it's a regular stick for me. But no, I can see what you're saying. That it. Then again, I've got boxes that I've been sitting on those for years. I mean, I've just been that slow burning through them. So typically, I buy those at events, and then suddenly they're just sitting there forever.
Yeah,
like hell, I think I've got some Oscar cigars that I bought at an event in 2019 that I still haven't smoked.
Yeah, so imagine buying 100.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Anyway, well, I don't know. Does anybody else have anything they want to contribute to the cause here? We did the socials. I talked about the top cigars of 2020, 2023. I do want to thank you for taking time out, Paul.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
You're up
Happy
here.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
I was to say, you're up here for Thanksgiving with family and all that, and you're taking time to sit with us in a smoky back room. So
I'm going to pay for it later.
Oh, all right. Well, then I definitely appreciate you taking time out to hang out with us. Anyway, well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
Paul.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. Boy, I bet they're happy we're done so they can turn on the fans because it's getting thick in here.
Why is there a toaster sitting here?
Long story.
Why not? Later, guys.